being more purposeful, realizing that you have the power to attract certain things that you want, and the more specific you are, the easier it will be. Hi Scorpio, how are you? How was your season? Oh my gosh, it was fun, it was fulfilling, it was dramatic, it was deep, it was full of all the feels, it was full of existential crisis, it was full of clarity and focus and action and rest. It had like everything. It was like all the things. So I hope that you were able to tap into our great magical energy, because it is really going to help carry through Sagittarius season. I think we all need a little Sagittarius fun. Go make sure you watch the general energy temperance card reading and your tarot scopes for your moon and rising sign also. Let's see what Sagittarius season has in store. Okay, let's start there. Okay, all right. Oh, interesting. So interesting this season, because the elements have really been connected to each other. Like Gemini and Libra kind of had a similar thing going on, and then Scorpio starting out very similar to Cancer. So it's interesting to see that the elements are really are really in sync this season. And our air and earth signs are being asked to do some emotional evolving, so be very extra supportive for your air and fires, or air and earth signs. So what are we doing, Scorpio? We're really taking the reins and just healing that horse and going with it, right? I'm sure, like me, there was a part of our season that kind of lit a fire under our ass, like reminds you how awesome and capable and magical you are, and you're like, yeehaw, let's get it going, like, okay, now we got this, now we're gonna take it off, like, great energy. I love that energy for you, Scorpio. However, there is something about the Knight of Swords that is like good energy, but we have to be aware of what's happening. That's the thing about this card, is that this knight can jump to conclusions without really thinking things through. They can really like make decisions and just be like, well, that's my decision, I'm going forward with it, and it just might not be the best. Because with Sagittarius season comes eclipse season, and this is really not a time to be forcing things. But it's like, I want you to have this energy still. I want you to have this confidence, this level of like, yeah, let's get it. But there needs to be a little slowness to it, a little more planning, a little more crossing your T's and dotting your I's, really making sure that you're on top of your shit, like that, on top of all aspects, because there's new opportunities trying to come through to you. But if you just are like riding by really quick on your horse and the world's blurring past you, you're going to miss some things. You're going to miss some pieces of that opportunity. Okay? It's very much like there's all these steps, there's all these little aspects that can add to this goal that you're trying to reach, to this place you're trying to go. It's not just about the destination. It's very much about the journey. And there needs to be a little bit of a slowness here. There also feels like there needs to be a recognition of the abundance that you've already created, and realizing that some of that abundance comes slowly. A lot of it comes in ways that we aren't expecting, but no matter how they show up, being grateful and being thankful for what you've manifested. Because I can't tell you how many times we've needed like money for things, and we're just like, okay, universe, we need this taken care of, and we're gonna trust that it's gonna be okay, it's gonna work out, and literally in days, money that we didn't even think about all of a sudden show up in the mailbox. Opportunities all at work show up. So it's like being open to these opportunities also. Because this too can come up, I feel like, when we're asking for certain things and maybe we're not being specific enough either. Like feels like there needs to be some specificity too. It's not just like, okay, I need money. It's like, okay, I need work, but you're not saying what kind of work, or you're not saying where you want that money to come from. It's, you need to be a little bit more specific right now too. And again, not forcing, manifesting, asking. And it's not even like, there's not even like that much of a manifesting that you have to do. It's more that you just have to trust that things are going to be provided for you. Okay? You just have to trust that things are going to be provided for you. It's interesting too, because with the King of Wands coming up in reverse, this can mean that you're like questioning your magnetism. And it can also be referencing the Knight of Wands. So maybe there needs to be a little bit more of a Knight of Wands than a Knight of Swords. Because the Knight of Wands is a little bit more purposeful, more passion driven. Definitely things that are like moving, on the move. But at the same time, this Page of Pentacles is like trying to show you like you can control this movement though. You don't have to just let the wind take you wherever it's going to go. That's that specificity that I'm talking about. Being more purposeful. Realizing that you have the power to attract certain things that you want. And the more specific you are, the easier it will be. Because there is this theme of like not trying so hard also. The King of Wands does not have to try to attract what they want to attract. They're magical and magnetic on their own. They just do what they can. They do what they know they need to do. They're there. They embody their bright, awesome self. And the right things come to them. It's about being open to the right opportunities too. The right opportunities, not just any opportunity. This is getting aligned with what your actual goal is. And when this can happen, it's really about like having opportunities come to you that seem like they're in line with what you're working towards. But you have to really look at it and discern, is this really in line with what I want? Like, for example, I've gone through some career changes the last couple of years, some self-discovery. And I reached a point where I was exploring my paths, and I was, kind of dabbling in some things. I used to go to these acting classes, which I loved, and I made some amazing friends through there. But I realized that, like, pursuing being an actor wasn't really in line, and I was going more towards this tarot stuff. I was focusing more on building my own personal business, and sharing my personal skills, telling my own personal story also to hopefully help others. And I would get these opportunities because at this time I'm like being very open, because I wasn't quite sure. I was still, figuring out which direction I wanted to go, what I wanted to focus on, how I wanted to present these things. And this was probably like 3 years ago when I was really like starting it. I was still doing hair. I was like slowly getting out of the hair industry. And now I've kind of gone back a little bit in the beauty industry, but in a different way. And that's kind of revealing new things now, which has been interesting. But in these moments, you can get these opportunities that sound like they're in line. Like one of my good friends, he's a producer and editor, and I adore him, and he was so sweet to reach out to me when I was in this transition, asking like, hey, I have this acting opportunity. Do you think you want to audition for it? Because it's for a tarot reader. I was like, oh, that could be fun. I like to act. I'm a tarot reader. That could be a thing. So I said, maybe give me the details. And I'll see, I'll look at my schedule. I'll look at what it entails. And the more I looked at it, and he sent me what the script was, which was really great. And the more I looked at it, I was like, you know what? This actually isn't in line with what I'm working towards right now. Because ultimately, it was something that would have gone towards acting. Even though it said tarot, the script was, and no offense to whoever wrote it, and I should have been like, do you need a advisor? Because I could help you make this more authentic. And I think it was just for a commercial, but the script, like, the tarot reader pulls some card that's not even technically a tarot card. Like, somebody just kind of, like, made up what they thought the tarot card was because to whatever they needed the script to go to, like, reveal. And I said, it appeared. It had these key words in it that I was like, ooh, this looks like an opportunity for me. But then the more I dug deeper in it, it wasn't in line. Okay? So that's what I mean when you can have these opportunities coming to you that appear to be opportunities for you, but they're actually not. And it's a good time to discern. It's a good time to take your time. It's a good time to sit back and wait for things to reveal itself. If you don't know the answer yet, it's like saying, oh, let me get back to you. I'm not so sure yet. Or can I get more details about that? Or let's sit down and brainstorm about that. And that happened recently. I have a couple ideas for some stuff of what I can still do with my beauty industry experience and how I want to still be involved in it in certain ways, in new ways. And I reached out to a hairstylist friend of mine, just like curious about, an idea of mine. And she came back with like all these amazing things, like way more than I could have imagined. That she was like, yeah, we could do this and this and this. And I was like, okay, thank you. I appreciate you, but whoa. Not sure, like, if that's how far I want to go with this, but I would love for us to get together. And I would love to bounce some ideas off you and us to, like, see if this is a possibility, if this is actually supposed to be something that I'm supposed to be pursuing. Okay? Just because you have an idea, just because you have an opportunity, does not mean it's the right idea, does not mean it's the right opportunity, does not mean that you're automatically supposed to do it. It's like, just like, if you're good at something, doesn't mean you're going to be passionate about it. If you're passionate about something, doesn't mean you're going to be good at it. Okay? It's the way of life. So, I'm talking longer than I thought I would, but let's pull you an Energy Oracle card by Sandra Ann Taylor. I'm loving these cards. focusing too much on the shuffling. It wasn't doing what I wanted it to. Oh, I haven't seen this card yet. 18, anxiety. Well, Scorpio, if you're like me, we are no stranger to anxiety. And as Scorpios, we keep it all bundled up inside really well. I feel like people are like, but you seem so calm and cool. But you seem like you have your stuff together. And we're just like, yeah. On the outside, like, yeah, I totally do. And on the inside, we're just like, I don't know what I'm doing. At least it seems like I have it together. All right, let's see what's got. Worry or distress, and it's upright. The woman on this card is filled with anxiety, worrying about something that causes her a great deal of discomfort. Receiving this card upright may indicate that you're experiencing a time of increasing stress. Perhaps even a situation that you find yourself brooding about too much of the time. We're so good at brooding. We're like the broodiest. Cancer's got a good run for our money. Sometimes Gemini. But very brooding. We can be very brooding. We can really get down in there. However, if you'll notice the scene outside the window, the storm is distant. Oh, I didn't even look at that. The storm is distant. And perhaps even moving away. Whatever is going on, this card is telling you to release the worry and let yourself relax. Another theme this season. Relax. Brooding and fretting will never solve things, so trust in yourself and your process. When you live with a relaxed heart and mind, you're far more likely to receive the solutions that you seek. The affirmation, I let go of fear and worry. I assume the best and live in peace. All is well. We need that, don't we, Scorpios? I let go of fear and worry. I assume the best and live in peace. All is well. It's a lot of people, it's time to really get the meditation practice going or pick it up again. Fuck. Too much talking. That what we were talking about too, trusting that things are going to work out. Okay? Trusting that the universe has our backs. Not a need to force, not a need to jump ahead. Maintain a trusting attitude and let the difficulties and fear thoughts fade away into the distance. I let go of fear and worry. I assume the best and live in peace. All is well. It can be easier said than done, but I know that there are practices that you can do to help you do this. Even if it's some blowing off steam practices, which would be great for you for Sagittarius season. It's time for some purposeful fun. It's time to get in touch with your creativity and your playfulness. It's a good time to relax, like it said. What is it? It's anxiety means fear. Depression means that you're living in the past. Anxiety means that you're living in the future. And not to discount if you have depression and or anxiety, because I certainly do, and I definitely take medication for it. But it is a reminder that when you are feeling these things, to come back to the present. Come back where you are currently. Look around. Here I am, sitting here in my adorable house with some wonderful technology, getting to connect with you, getting some divine guidance. All is well. Okay? All right, Scorpio. It went a little longer than I expected, but that's okay. Thank you so much for being here. Go watch the general energy temperance card reading and your moon and rising sign. Go have some fun. Go get some relaxation in. And I will see you for Capricorn season. Bye.